All right, welcome back to the Trading Journal entry. Today is September 17th, 2025. It is New York session as always. It is going to be the 33rd trade out of 100 today, or at least for a session. And then we have 67 remaining. 7. Today's result was no trade taken. And RR is 0, of course. So I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, man, I didn't take a trade because there just wasn't like a bias setup or an execution. Like, market volatility was insane, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, no. Honestly, I kind of passed out last night. I don't know when or what time. I was trying to stay up. Damn, what is that? I was trying to stay up and do basically like 24-hour challenge so I could reset my sleep schedule back to night, because right now I've been up all day, but it is 6:18 p.m. right now, which is usually when I wake up. But yeah, so the truth is I fell asleep. I passed out last night. I don't know what time. Like, my work phone ended up dying. My personal phone even ended up dying. And I ended up waking up around like 6:20 a.m. and I just didn't feel like it. I mean, I was already like pretty late at that point. Like, the latest I'll ever try to get on like a session and actually trade is like 5:30. It has to be before 6 a.m. at least, if I'm going to, in times like this, of course, I'm usually always up because I'm night shift, but in times like this, I would always have to be, if I'm going to wake up late like that, it has to be before 6 a.m. And I already woke up at 6:20 a.m. and I had marked out all my shit, all my confluences, and try to set up something. But at the same time, okay, I did say I was going to spectate today, and I didn't. I didn't really spectate. I didn't really watch. I didn't even like mark out anything. Basically, I just totally took the day off. I did find out that FOMC, which is what it's called, not rate cut, but the real term is called. Damn, you can see my fishes. The real term is called FOMC, and that was around like 11 p.m. Crazy. Just the way market was moving, we were just getting straight reversal. It looked like liquidity sweeps most of the time. We ended up getting, rates cut, and TJR had been having a losing month right now as of like September 2025 up until today. I think he's lost a total of 87,000 this month. He's just been losing back to back, and his wins don't even bring profit, mostly just take a dent out of that negative chunk. But apparently a lot of people were doubting him, all that, saying oh, he's unprofitable, he's a gambler. And, those are obviously opinions, they're just opinions of people. There's literally why am I using 19% of my CPU? I don't understand. Anyway, everybody has their own opinions. I'm not going to sit here and pick a side. He is my mentor at the end of the day, so I believe him, You do have losing weeks. You do have losing days, weeks, months, years even, and just overall losing periods. So that's understandable. You just got to comprehend that. And if you can't, if you think that you're always going to have a winning week, winning day, month, whatever, then what the fuck? I mean, even me, I'm straight up having a good win percentage rate or whatever it's called. And I'm still expecting losses. The only way I can try to manage not losing so much, especially as a beginner and, starting out day trading and whatnot, and using TGR's, free strategy, is just my psychology. I know when the fuck to chill out. most people just take this as like gambling. Like they're like, oh, I just need one more trade, or like they're guessing or they don't understand really what they're looking at. That's not really me. If I don't understand what I'm looking at, of course I'm gonna have to go off of what I do understand so far. But at the same time, if I don't understand it, I'm gonna make sure I understand it while I'm doing the session, or before the session, or after the session, because I'm not gonna sit there during a session or even before a session and go, I don't know what to do with this said setup, and then after the session, if I lose or win, I go, oh well, just whatever, I still won. Oh, whatever, I lost, so I'll learn about it later. I immediately get it figured out, fixed immediately. Like, anywho, so he's been losing for a while, and I was watching the live stream of the FOMC, and I was kind of scrolling on TikTok as well here. I was like just sitting here just scrolling on TikTok, and TJR had posted a TikTok video of him like making a prediction, which he's been talking about FOMC since like the beginning of September. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I understand everything he says. I don't even understand what FOMC is, all that. I just know that like rate cuts are basically like something about inflation, but even though I don't understand it, what he's saying seems to make sense. He's not just saying like random shit like, oh, like for instance, there's a lot of like rumors from JP Morgan saying like, oh, if rate cuts happen, market is going to crash. It didn't crash. Nobody's going to believe that except the imbeciles. Okay. But anywho, TJR did make some videos, and he made a prediction video of what was going to happen during rate cut. And when rate cuts were announced, he said it was going to wake up and then shoot down. His prediction was correct. And when I watched that happen, I kind of like, my eyes just widened. It was like, it went from to just straight up like, oh shit, like just pure raw reaction. But it was kind of crazy. Like he made $420,000 and some change, basically six figures, like $500,000 almost, just close enough to just from that trade, just from his prediction. Like something about him predicting like 25 BPS rate cut and whatnot, which ChatGPT predicted as well. I had ChatGPT basically tell me like what would happen, or like what's most likely to happen during rate cuts, and told me everything the same thing I guess TJR predicted, just in terms where like, I don't know if I was like a Fed. I don't know. Anywho, that was cool, I guess. He just basically got out of his losing week or whatever just from that. That's pretty cool. But enough about TJR. And yeah, so today I didn't trade. I didn't spectate either. I only watched the live stream, watched what happened during price action, and just to see how market reacted. And man, that shit was insane. But yeah, this is not going to count as like a win or a loss day. It is going to count toward the the session days, because again, it's up to me at the end of the day if I want to trade or not. If I traded today, then that's up to me. If I didn't, then I didn't. If I lost or I won, then that's on me. At the end of the day, it's still going to count as a trading session, because if you don't want to go to work tomorrow, does that mean everybody at work doesn't go? No. Just because you want to stop doesn't mean the world stops. It's just common sense. Anyway. So yeah, I don't have much to say. We are getting to that point now, I believe. Let me check my calendar. Oh, this phone's about to die. Okay. Yeah. So we're on our third week. Damn, why does it feel like Monday? Well, it technically is Monday for me. It's Wednesday, so I got work today, but it's my long week. I got so much to figure out. Went DEQ today, bro. Then I gotta go to DMV tomorrow, transfer title, registration, all that. Insurance, which I still need to do right now, right after this. Spend a couple bags, bro. And then if I want to sell that car that I'm driving right now just to get something nicer, I have to do this whole process all over again, most likely. I thought it was pretty easy to buy a car or even sell it or even do a third-party buy and sell. But man, how is it easier to make thousands of dollars online than, well, I guess documents, but man, I'm fed up with it. I'm tired. Anyway, yeah, it is 6:28 p.m. I got work in an hour. Not much to really talk about. Yeah, again, I am expecting a loss, 1 or 2 losses at least by the end of this week. You know, we do have our second loss now. So, yeah, just got to be careful. Anyway, I'm not going to take this as like, oh, I should have traded today and not slept in or passed out and been irresponsible by not setting an alarm before I felt like I was going to fall asleep. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt. You know, I'm working my ass off. I'm not saying like I don't condone rest days, man. I'm one of those guys that full ports a grinding session, and I'm not even in a grinding session. This is a grinding era. I've been grinding since January. My favorite motto that I came up with, well, at least from what I know, is since January or December, you know, my life has been ups and downs, and mostly downs. You know, the peaks aren't high enough. You know, it's mostly been losses that over amount to my wins, which, well, at least what it felt like since January of, you know, this year. But since January, I've made it a promise to myself that it's either this year, for next year, or for the rest of my life working a 9 to 5. And man, I'm not going to sit here and say I've been grinding like the exact same way I'm grinding now. I have not. I would not even let past me get. Yeah, that's my Samsung alarm. I don't like that the other one, the meme one. But back to it. I'm not going to let my past self get the better, you know, no. People do that. They'd be like, yeah, man, I've been grinding since January. But in reality, they've been doing really nothing, or they've been slacking. And quite frankly, that's what I've been doing from January to May. I have been working on day trading a lot, you know, trying to get into boot camp and all that. But no excuses, just truth. Like, a lot of shit just happened, like losing jobs and realizing careers were falling apart, relationships not working out, betrayal and all that. Just a lot of physical, financial, and psychological things that were just impacting me way too much, including even health. Like, literally, like, I'm so dead ass, like medical health type shit. Like, just too much was happening for me to even worry about, like, doing this. Living with my mom was not great. I mean, that was just unnecessary torture in a way, at least psychologically, you know, like mentally and emotionally. But I needed to move out. I needed a job that wasn't going to make me a temporary contractor for 3 months and then throw me away and hope that I find another job, or make me hope that I have to find another job. I needed something stable. I needed a place I could call home and feel safe in. I needed to readjust my mindset, my emotional, you know, my emotional health needed to basically reset. Everything just needed to reset. And getting this apartment here is 1,000, if anything, 1,000,000 times better than what I've had ever in my life, ever. And I mean, except Texas. Texas was the same thing, because I went to Texas for school. So I was away from everyone. It felt like a fresh start. This feels like a fresh start. I love the city. but I don't go out in the city. I like to stay home. I'm not an introvert or an extrovert. I'm kind of a mix. I enjoy going out, but I also enjoy being at home. If I'm outside for too long, I'll miss being at home and just being on my own. That's solitude. If I'm at home too long, I miss the company. I miss, just interaction with people. And that's normal as well. I'm human. So it's not like I'm shy. It's not like I'm weird. It's not like I'm outgoing. If there's people to talk to and make memories with, I'll enjoy that. But if there's nothing to do, I'll enjoy that too. And I'm kind of just locking myself down right now because, like I said, I got the place in June. I fully finished boot camp in July or something like that. And I've started this whole series in August, the beginning of August 4th. We're now in September, and it doesn't sound like a long time because it isn't. From June, July till now, that's only 2 to 3 months. But if you think of it in a span of me attempting, it's not like I sat there since January, this whole time from January to May. It's not like I sat there during those months, just 5 months just doing nothing. I attempted multiple times to pick up the motivation to watch those videos, those bootcamp videos. I tried my best to pick up the motivation to go to the gym and just better myself. I wanted to journal more. I wanted to write more about my feelings. I wanted to learn more about my emotional state and how aware I was, mentally and emotionally of myself. I wanted to, go gym to better my health. I wanted to do all these things to better myself immediately. And not immediately. I wanted to work on all of it, basically spending all my skill points on all the slots, hoping that they all progress at the same time, when you got to work on one thing at a time and focus on that one thing until you no longer have to worry about it, then worry about the others. I'm not going to sit here and say, don't go to the gym, don't journal or read or write about yourself. Essentially, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that because that's what I realized I need to do. That's over multitasking, you're just overdoing it. And working from 5 a.m. all the way to 3:30 p.m., working an hour and a half away from your home. I worked all the way from Hillsboro, Oregon, all the way here in Gresham, Oregon. And that's a pretty long drive, whether it's in the morning or afternoon, especially. I'd get off at 3:30 and get home at 5, dude. 5. I'd be lucky to get home at 4:30 p.m. 5 to 5:30 was the time I got home. And then wanting to go gym after working my ass off, you only go to the gym for an hour or two, but then I got to wake up at 5 a.m. again. I got to eat in the morning, maintain my, my calories, my macros, all that, while also trying to do day trading. So if I wake up from 5 a.m. and sleep at around 6 to 7 or 8 p.m., where do I fit in the time to do boot camp one time a day or twice a day? And even on weekends, I'm mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted from the entire schedule, just absolutely wrecked. So it wasn't a good spot. It was crazy. But the point is, man, I don't want to trauma dump or ramble for no reason, because it's just another trading session. But my point is, saying all that, I'm realizing where I'm about to be in the next 3 months. I guess you could take this as a psychology trading video, maybe one of the first. I would love to touch on this subject, and explain more and show how my mind works and why I am able to prevent losses so easily. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to myself. That's the easiest thing a human can do to themselves. I think very strategically, I guess, statistically or whatever, you know, like I'm not going to sit here and be like lying to myself or lying to the camera or to anybody watching or even to my future self saying like, oh yeah, I've been working my ass off since January, but really it's been, you know, I just haven't been grinding like this necessarily since at least July. And I have done this before in Texas where that was a whole year of just grinding. So basically being able to do that for a whole year, just grinding, and it was mostly physical and also psychological, I guess. It was more like, yeah, nah, I think Texas definitely had it for sure. But this doesn't even amount to it. The things I was going through in Texas in that 1 year span will never ever amount to this for sure. Although this is psychological for sure, it wasn't as demanding as it was in Texas. So already, you know, point is, already going through something like that in Texas, already grinding my ass off just to, you know, graduate from a trade school, maintaining some sort of mental and emotional health, not really having friends there, and already having beef with your own roommates and shit. You just gotta really hope to not, you know, lose your shit and like keep it together. Multiple times I did want to quit. Multiple times. I promise you that, man. I wanted to quit at least 5 times. And the only people that really told me not to quit were one of my friends, one of my very close friends, my mom, and my brother. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Well, except this other girl that I was talking to at the time, but we were just talking and she was from here, but I honestly don't know. Point is, you know, I'm human. Sometimes you just need that little motivation, that little nudge, and for me it doesn't take much, you know. I'm not gonna go in full detail in this video on all that, you know, and touching on it, but I would like to, you know, make psychology videos and whatnot. And I think, you know, the way most gurus or trade influencers or just trade mentors that are actually profitable and reputable, I think the way they touch on the psychology part, you know, because how can you proclaim and exaggerate that trading is 90% to 99% psychology and whatnot, but not really touch on most of that, you know, because they touch on it, but just not in a way that makes you think hard enough. I mean, it makes you be careful, it makes you cautious, it makes you, you know, I guess, think better, but it doesn't change your mindset. It doesn't make you any more intelligent emotionally or mentally of yourself, because it's not about like, okay, I just lost this trade, I'm not going to go again. Why are you not going to go again? Why do you not want to trade again? Oh, I don't want a revenge trade. Okay, but why do you think it's called revenge trading? You know, like you just got to go in really deep detail with it, whether or not it's obviously or not, you know, like, well, it's obvious it's your revenge trading because you took a trade, you lost it, now you know, you just want to win it all back. Well, are you capable of doing that naturally, or are you trying to like just show out, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to express it, or I don't know how to explain it, but anywho, point is, I've been working my ass off, and it's days like this where it's enough for me to just relax. All right. I'm stressed out, man. I'm working 17 hours a day, and on the days I don't work, I work essentially 5 hours, basically Monday and Tuesdays when I'm off. But on the days that I don't work, I still do trading, which is, you know, Monday and Tuesday. I do my day trading, I do this, my trade journal entries, all that, and it takes around 5 hours total, just from 5 a.m. to, you know, 10 a.m. And then I'm a normal human. I want time to myself. I gotta lay in bed and just relax. I want to watch TikTok for a bit. I want to scroll on Instagram, watch YouTube videos. I want to do all these things just to wind down at the end of the day, working hard at my physical actual job and then working my ass off on here and then never giving myself an actual break is taking a toll on me so far since at least June. I can't sleep. I mean, why do you think I'm taking these gummies, man? Stress gummies, sleep gummies. Why do you think I'm taking these? You think I'm taking these because I'm hungry? I'm bored. I just want candy that tastes some way. No, I'm stressed out. I got restless sleep. I got actual insomnia. It's like I literally cannot sleep. If I end up sleeping, I'll sleep for like 3 hours because then I'll just wake up every 3 hours and then go back to sleep. It's so annoying. I literally have to take like 6 of these just to actually like stay asleep, like indefinitely, like not wake up type shit. And even though I've been up since 6:20 a.m. or 6 a.m. whatever, and I basically would be going to sleep in the next hour, and I should, but I got work. I'm not tired. My body doesn't feel tired. It's just the amount of stress I'm going through. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. I am human after all. And I think everybody forgets that a little bit, because it's not just I'm human, you're human, and everybody else around you is obviously a human, besides a fucking dog. Let's be honest, let's use some common sense. But yeah, I would really like to touch on the psychology part, because I think I can give a very clear picture of that, but I think I would rather talk on that part or subject when I have some form of community, because I don't want to just make the video and then have no views. Either way, it's not the views for me. I'm making these videos because I want to be reputable. I want to be known as a profitable trader, not, people will always say what they say. There's always going to be somebody out there that's hating, just hating just because. Isn't that crazy? People hate on you just because. And if that's so hard for you to grasp and just understand that concept, you're cooked. You're actually one of them and you're cooked. But people do just hate because why not? It's something subconscious that subconsciously happens in the brain. It just clicks when you see someone either doing something better than you see someone doing something that you think that you cannot do, or someone doing better than you, or et cetera, it's just called envy. And you envy that person and you're jealous of their life or whatever it is you're basically hating on. I always hated the way people are on the internet. You can't control them, obviously. I mean, the internet's the same way in real life, and it's just what's it called? No consequences. Yeah, I mean, if somebody started talking shit right now saying, shut the fuck up, look at this dumbass, I can't reach my hand out, smack bro, and tell him to lock in. No, but if it was in person, then I could tell him, bro, what is your fucking problem, And most keyboard warriors are scared as shit. Did you know that? Most keyboard warriors are actual fucking delinquents. That's the truth. Test it out. But point is, I just want to be a reputable trader. I'm doing all this to not only keep myself accountable, because again, if I don't make these videos, I know damn well deep down in me, I would be able to say, well, yesterday technically wasn't a loss. It was actually kind of a break even. No, I wouldn't do that. It would just be harder to try to keep myself truthful and honest with myself. So uploading these videos, I basically know consciously and subconsciously, these videos are right there. And if I ever delete it, that would tell me I'm lying to myself, and et cetera. But I mean, man, I'm trying to build an empire. And it's not just going to be off of trading. I got a lot of ideas in mind. I'm not just the typical Gen Z kid, whatever, that wants to make get rich quick videos. I don't really want to sell courses. I don't really want to like do mentorship. I don't want to teach anybody shit. If you want to learn, because I'm a bad teacher, dude. I'm a bad fucking teacher. But, you know, could always just watch the videos or do what I did. Just watch TGR. That's literally what I did. So, yeah, I mean, can't sit here and be like, oh, nobody's going to hate on me. There's always going to be somebody hating on me, whether I have the proof like this, all these trading sessions during assessment where I show proof that I'm winning trades and I'm not just gambling and guessing and whatnot. I know that me not recording during the session is kind of like, but I at least explain everything, because I don't have to. I could just say, today I won, guys. My bias was bullish because of my setup, and good day. That's it. But if I could record during my sessions and my damn laptop, I could literally show you my specs right now. You would literally, do you not see this? Look at this. And then when I record TradingView, it goes up to like 30% or 40%, 50% sometimes. And that's laggy. You guys get a better frame rate, but me here in real time, I don't. I get like 20, 15 FPS. You guys get like 30 to 40. Isn't that crazy? But if I could record during my trading sessions, I wouldn't even be making like explanations afterward. You guys would just see the whole process, the whole buildup of my setups and what I see, how I react psychologically, emotionally, mentally, all that. You would see everything in real time without me having to explain shit. So I would just, if I win a trade, then I'd just be like, well, that was it for today's session, guys. You guys saw my setup and all that. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, etc., etc. But if I lost, then, well, I would definitely have to go over why I lost. But I think I would realize in real time as well why I lost. So, anywho, I made this video long enough. Just a little chat session, of course. Nothing crazy. I need to get ready for work, and I also need to get some insurance on my car. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Basically, it's not going to be tomorrow. It'll be more like what? It's 6:50 p.m. right now. So I'll see you guys in 11 to 10 hours. I'll see you guys in 9 hours, actually. 9.5 hours will be 5 a.m. No, because I make these videos during like 9 a.m. I'll see you guys in 15 hours. 14. You get the point. I'll see you in a bit. It's not going to be like full 24 hours, but peace out, man.